Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Here I am today. I'm going to be discussing, of course, the January transfer market did open on January the 1st, so I'll be discussing our incomings and outgoings, as well as a lot of other kind of decisions that we need to make in terms of the players that we've already got on loan here. So, kind of delving into that as well, and also looking at the players that are out on loan already and whether it'd be sensible to bring them back to the club. Before we get started though, of course, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and comment your thoughts down below. As always, I'd love to hear from you town fans about who you'd like to come in. Who do you agree, with kind of the players that we've been linked with? Obviously, a huge development in the last 24 hours regarding the player, which I will get into. That is the main topic of the show, of course, with the kind of deal looking like it will be happening in the next 24-48 hours. So very, very happy to see that. And let me know anything in the comments you'd like to say, and like I say, I'll always reply. So let's get into it then. So of course there has been developments over the last 24-48 hours that Matt Lowton, obviously formerly of Burnley, 33 years of age, is a right back, someone that's very experienced, and for me, someone that we definitely need. I think that, personally, I'd be very happy with this signing, and like I say, it is believed to be very close, like I say, expecting pretty much an official announcement in the next 24 hours, I think. So Lowton has played 203 games for Burnley across all competitions. He's got a few goals to his name as well as 14 assists. Obviously, I have got reliable sources. It is pretty much everywhere over social media, to be fair. So when that does happen, it's pretty much true. But obviously, I found mine from The Athletic and Lancashire Live. And I'm going to be giving a rating. So I think this signing, for me, is going to be I'm going to go with a 10, because I think that he will add experience to that back line, but also it'll allow us to play that flat back four as well if we want to do that. I am also going to get into kind of who he is more in detail now. Obviously, formerly of Aston Villa. Obviously, he is expected to join us this week. Obviously Kessler Hayden, obviously he's in that position at the moment. In fact, he's a wing back, isn't he, at the moment, Kessler Hayden? But he's on that side, and like I say, with most players this season for us, we have been very inconsistent. Ollie Thurston, of course, is sidelined with an ankle injury at the moment, so it has kind of made us act quickly on this and obviously get somebody in. I think as a fan base, we are hopeful that it's going to be a busy window for us as we look to move clear of that relegation zone. And like I say, if we could get this over the line, it could kickstart kind of a flurry of incomings that we could, as we go looking in January for players. A bit of background about Lowton. Obviously, Chesterfield born. He's no stranger to Yorkshire, of course, after a brief spell at Leeds United. He then joined Sheffield United as a 15-year-old. His first team debut came in 2010 of March. Had 2 seasons at Bramall Lane, which is all it took before he'd started turning the Premier League. And then, of course, obviously Aston Villa came calling them for a £3 million fee for him to sign him. Obviously he's gone to Burnley then, of course, after kind of eventually not playing much, and then obviously he has had obviously 7 years at Burnley, obviously a great servant for the club. But pretty much since Company arrived, he hasn't really had a look in the squad. So I think that for me, him coming in will add that experience, like I say, and it'll enable us, like I said earlier, to switch to that back four system. Obviously, we know that we fielded a three-man defence since the World Cup break. And like I say, it does help us to. I don't mind the flat back four, to be fair, because it allows us to have that foot. I don't mind that 4-2-3-1 formation, so potential to have that. But yeah, for me, like I said, Lowton expects to sign in the next 24 hours, like I said, and I would be very, very happy with that signing. Like I said, I think it'd be a great start to the window, and let's hope it does kickstart that kind of once we get Lowton in. Let's hope a few others follow in as well, because we definitely need it. There's no doubt about that. So yeah, that pretty much looks like it's going to be done. So other links that we've had, obviously I'm going to go on to other links now. Ashley Barnes is another player that's been mentioned. Now we know how experienced he is at this level, and obviously, another experienced head on the cards here. Obviously 33. He certainly knows where the goal is, and definitely a prolific striker for me. Obviously, another loan deal on the cards here. If I didn't make myself clear, obviously, the Lowton deal, it will be a loan deal as well. So let just clarify that as well. But yeah, obviously, Barnes is going to be a loan deal if it does come off. Obviously, slipped down the pecking order at Burnley, since the new arrivals. He's a real legend, though, at Burnley. Another one, obviously, that, came in 2014 and has been there ever since. So he's certainly a loyal character, but obviously he's got to that point now where, he's not getting enough minutes for his liking, and he's looking to move away. So personally, I would love to see this sign happen. Like I say, I think we desperately need someone like him, that knows where the back of the net is, and it'll certainly help us. We just need another goal scorer, and if we can get someone like Barnes in, it'll add to the goals tally. There's no doubt about that, and I think it'll be a big boost for us to stay up as well if we can get someone like Barnes in. I don't actually have any official sources to give just yet, but the rumours do seem to be progressing, on social media. So we'll just have to see, kind of how it progresses in the next few days, see what happens on this story. But like I said, for me, it'd be a 10 for me for this signing, because it'll be crucial. If we can get him in, it'll be a crucial signing for us, and I would really love to see him. Like I said, we know how he scored goals throughout his career. Of course, he's a striker. Obviously, been at Brighton before Burnley as well. I remember him at Brighton, and certainly scores goals there. And yeah, I would definitely look to bring him in. There's no doubt about that. So we'll just have to see what happens. Obviously, I did report this a few months ago. Obviously, Flo Canberra, who was already signed for us, obviously officially allowed to play from the 1st of January, which obviously was the day of our last game. Obviously, former Sheffield Wednesday, he's a striker as well, 27 years of age. Now, obviously, this guy obviously originally had a trial with us, and obviously he caught the eye in Marbella on the training camp that we had during the World Cup break. Personally, I don't know much about him. I'm honest, I've not really seen him play much, so I don't really have an opinion on this. We just have to see how he goes. But it's certainly an unfamiliar name, and I'm not, the fact that I've not heard of him, I don't think he's been that prolific striker maybe we're looking for, but still, it's another option, and another person on the bench that can come on and make a difference. I'll take it. And then, of course, this is where we get into the recall system here that I was talking about earlier. And of course, obviously, Kyle Hudlin, who we signed last summer, obviously, he went on loan to Wimbledon, and he's not really getting a run of games, really, to be honest with you. And of course, if we aren't able to get other players back in terms of players in, then I would potentially be looking to recall someone like Hudlin, obviously, as a striker. Not play at this level, but again, it's another option. But ideally, personally, I would keep him out on loan. Now, if he's not getting minutes at Wimbledon, I would potentially look to switch that to another club that potentially will give him minutes. But for me, if we can get others through the door, like Ashley Barnes, then I'm not so sure we need him to come back just yet. And obviously he's still a young lad, so but yeah, a potential switch of a loan maybe to get him to play some minutes under. Like I say, if he's not getting a look in at Wimbledon, it's pretty much pointless, isn't it? So he needs to be playing games. So yeah, that is probably the option I would go down with him. Scott High, of course, we know a lot about Scott High. Obviously, we saw him on the fringes of the first team last season, and obviously in previous seasons we've seen him a bit as well, especially in the academy setup. But obviously at Rotherham, he's struggling to get a game at Rotherham. So obviously plays in midfield centrally. I'm sure that experience he's had at Rotherham has been a very crucial one to him, but I don't think he's getting much of a look in there either, to be honest with you. So again, we are short in that middle of the park at times, especially if Hogg gets injured. Then we don't really have much in terms of options. Obviously, I know we've got Kamara, we've got Diarra can play in that role, but for me, if we can get High back, then I don't see why not. Like I say, again, it's just another option, isn't it, to have a very thin squad. And then obviously now we get into the players that are already with us on loan, that obviously are just not really doing much at the moment or injured. So Luke Mbete, I mean, I don't know whether he's injured or if he's not kind of playing, but if he's injured or he's not, or he's just not being favoured at the moment, I don't know. But we haven't seen him for ages now. I haven't really heard any developments about what's happening with him in terms of where he is at. But for me, he doesn't seem to be getting a look in, so he may as well go back to Man City. I don't really see the benefit of keeping somebody that, I don't know what the kind of contract is in terms of the loan, in terms of how much we're paying him to stay at the club. But if we are paying quite a bit of his wage, then I don't think we should be keeping him, because we need to be looking to use that money elsewhere. So that's that one. Obviously, Tino Andrin, of course, we know he's injured. He's just undergone surgery a week or so back. For me, like I said in previous videos, he's got all the talent in the world, but the problem is he's just not able to keep fit. And of course, it does look like he's going to be ruled out for the majority of this season now anyway with that injury. So I would send him back to Chelsea. Again, a player that we will be paying some of his wages. So, free up some more money, to potentially go in for the likes of Barnes and the likes of, of others that we may be looking to get in. And so, I would certainly send him back to Chelsea now for sure, to be honest with you, and kind of end the loan for him. Now, a player that has been linked away from the club, obviously, Sorba Thomas. Now, obviously, for me, he's just completely in poor form at the moment, and I don't know what's up with him. At times he looks very disinterested. I'm not going to lie, I do think he does look like that. And if we can get some money for him, then obviously he could potentially free up money to spend on others. But that breaks. I don't know if I would actually do that, because I think he has got a big ego. You can see that now. But we know what Sorba's capable of. But the problem is we haven't seen enough of it, especially this season. And it's a tricky one. Would I let him go? Would I not? I don't know. I think I'd probably keep him on the pure basis of we know what he's capable of. And if he genuinely wants to stay at the club, I know I did say he's just looking disinterested at times. If he does want to stay at the club and fight for his place, then let him stay. But if he doesn't, and he's made it quite clear he doesn't want to stay, or he wants to, then I would get rid of him. It's as simple as that. But for me, I'd personally like to keep him and see how he goes on, because, like I say, when he is on it, he is very, very valuable to us. But that's just not enough at the moment for us in terms of output this season. It's just not been good enough. So it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. But again, I think this one mostly depends on the fact is if he doesn't want to kind of stay, then let him go. But if he does, I think I'd be more than happy to see him stay, personally. That's my opinion on that one. Another rumour that's been knocking around as well, by the way, finally, to finish off with. Anthony Knockout. Now, he's a familiar name to a lot of clubs, really, in terms of in England. Obviously, played at the likes of Leicester, Brighton and Fulham. He's got real quality, and he's struggled with injury at times, I think, and that's probably why he's not really hit the ground running at a few of these clubs. But obviously, he's a right winger. He's 31. Again, another experienced pro, especially at this. He's played in the Championship as well, plenty of times, and I just think it's valuable to get that experience in, especially with the situation we're in at the moment. So yeah, I wouldn't mind this signing, but again, very much hit and miss, this rumour at the moment. But there has been small talk about it, but I don't know if that will develop into anything more serious or concrete, if you could say so, in the over the next few weeks. But we'll just have to see on that one. But for me, a rating out of that, I think I'd give him an 8. I just think it would be a good sign, and he has got potential. So I think that I would be happy with him to come in as well. So yeah, as you can see, we've got a lot going on at the moment this month for us, and it is a big month for us. I'm not making things seem simplistic here, but it's true. We've got a big month ahead. We need to get players in. That's very clear, even if they are loans, because loans are very effective. We've been very effective in the loan market in previous years. So why not go for a loan and get the likes of this real quality that we can really get in terms of Matt Lowton and Ashley Barnes. If we can get those two players through the door, like I said, it'll be absolutely massive for us. But yeah, there's a lot going on. Obviously, incomings, outgoings. It's going to be a busy month for us, and lots of decisions to be made within the club. So yeah, well, we're just going to have to see. But like I say, that is kind of my take on the transfer rumours so far. Obviously, I will be doing these kind of every week or so, kind of thing, kind of a regular transfer market update. Of course, when there is new signings, I will be back with a video, hopefully very, very soon, as Matt Lowton gets announced, which, pretty much looks a done deal. It's just about signing the contracts and things now. So very, very positive signs there with that one. So yeah, like I say, stay tuned for more Huddersfield Town transfer incomings and outgoings, as well as all the latest news from the club as well, as always. So yeah, that is it for this one. So yeah, like I say, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you hit the like button. It does help with the algorithm of the video, gets the video noticed, helps the channel grow. That is what I would love to see happen. Yeah, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you've come across this video and you're wondering who the hell is this guy, please subscribe. There's plenty more content coming, and of course it is free of charge as well, so it doesn't cost you anything, and it would mean a lot to me as we are on the road to 200 subscribers. And also, comment your thoughts down below. What do you think about Matt Lowton potentially coming into the club? What do you think about the Ashley Barnes coming in? Would you like to see him come in? Have you heard anything as well? Have you heard anything that you want to mention? Let me know in the comments, and of course I will always respond to everybody. But yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good day, and hopefully I'll be back in the next day or so with the signing of Matt Lowton. Take care, everybody, and don't forget, up the town, come on you Terriers, let's keep building and let's get some players in to really help us survive. Take care, everybody. See ya.